there, CrossFit Deliverance members. Welcome to another Be Relentless vlog. Hope everybody enjoyed watching the CrossFit Games this weekend. It was a really good competition between the ladies, and just another hats off to the top 3 men. They didn't even really have to do the workout. Super impressive. Always, the open is something where people really get motivated. They find that, okay, these are the weak points that I need to attack, and then I think the games are just time to where we can all walk away just inspired by just the feats of strength or athleticism that we see just in the general fitness level of these individuals. And it's just really cool. So with this, guys, let's jump into kind of what you should be looking for the gym this week and this month. We have Frosty Friday. Amy and I will be hosting it, so therefore we will be providing food and some drinks. The event this month, remember, is our day hike at Lake 22. Look at the members page. It should be super fun. And then really that's going to be August, since the CrossFit Games was this weekend at our side lot. It should be super fun. So with that, guys, let's jump into programming. We are going to be doing a open workout, right? So it is Tuesday. It's going to be one of the repeat workouts. It was 16.4 and it was 17.4 this last year. This is going to be the 13-minute AMRAP of deadlifts, wall balls, rowing, and then handstand push-ups, guys. So this is what I want you to do. If you're a Fit for Life athlete, your job is to be consistent in your pacing through the deadlifts and being intentional to making sure that we are pulling evenly off the ground and that we are using glutes and hamstrings and upper back to stabilize and getting the lift done, right? If you are a competitive athlete on this workout, your intention should be, right, to go ahead and do the wall balls unbroken, and then keep the calories per hour, if you're a male, above 1100 calories per hour, and if you're a lady, above 850, right? So I'm asking you to go hard on the wall balls, then get back onto the erg, and then keep a minimum pace throughout those 55 calories, guys. So that's what I want your guys' intention to be, either Fit for Life or competitive athletes. After that, you guys are both going to go ahead and do, essentially work on a hang muscle snatch or a tall snatch, right? For normal Fit for Life athletes, you're just going to be learning these movements and trying to drill it, right? And for competitive athletes, right, and you're going to be focusing on some additional items I'm going to explain here in just a second. But if you're a Fit for Life athlete, go ahead and attack this with great exuberance. Remember, my goal for everybody, including competitive athletes, is not to go ahead and worry about beating your score, but be intentional with what I gave you, and because I want to see where you guys are at with attacking these, to see where you're at if you hit certain paces, and then what occurs to the movements afterwards. So with that, guys, have a good one. We'll see you on the flip side. Competitors, right? You're gonna have specific percentages for the hang muscle snatch and for the tall snatch. For the hang muscle snatch, we're looking on hip connectivity into the hip, and then making sure there is no press out, right? Muscle snatch is all about the pull. Last week I saw some muscle snatches. People were just messing around. I think that's awesome. They found a heavy single or a heavy double. That's awesome. But what I did see is also during the pull, the elbow to drop, and then we started to essentially strict press the muscle snatch out. I'm looking for the elbow to stay up and there to be zero press in the muscle snatch, so a continuous pull during it. If you're having any bit of a press out, right, and it's not 100% pull, then you need to adjust your percentages and move it down. For the tall snatch, guys, there is no jumping, right? It is all about getting the shrug, and then from there, feeling the bar heavy in the arms and starting to pull yourself down as the bar goes up. If I was to put my hand up in front of you, right above your barbell, and it should be about chest or neck level, that barbell should never really hit my hand, right? It should stay here as you go underneath. That should be your goal, heavy in the arms. After you complete this, what you'll find is Tuesdays will be basic monostructural level 1 fitness type of work. You're going to be doing a 5K. Now, the 5K is going to be at a pace that I want you to go ahead and complete as if you were doing a 10K. So for those of you that have done a 10K, cool, remember those split times and hit that 5K pace, and make in the notes and tell me how you feel, right? If you don't have a 10K pace, go ahead, try to find a rower, find that we have a lot of them in the gym, or find athletes that are in your same shoes in terms of, find athletes that have done a 10K, right? And go ahead and ask them their paces and just kind of ballpark from there and just notate. I just want to see how you guys feel after a 5K at a 10K's pace. Hey, Pepper. Pepper's in the middle of the video. Guys, so remember, be virtuous in everything that you do. That's going to be the training day for today. I think it's also very important that we take a step back and we look at the games as a great sounding board of seeing this entire thing, to where movement pattern at the games, the regional level, has increased significantly, especially at the games level. And this goes ahead and should remind us all that this is the time of year that we should be focusing on cleaning up our movement patterns, trying to feel sharp, and trying to keep that sharpness, that virtuosity in our movements as we get strong, or as we build our muscular endurance. A good example is Annie Thorisdottir and Sam Briggs. Both of them had gone ahead and essentially had 2 prior years to where, yeah, they might have been somewhere between, top 10, top 20, but they were really thinking about like being retired. They were starting to become irrelevant, but all of them were known as not being the prettiest movers. And they both took the last 2 years, especially Sam Briggs and Annie, as I said, and they really cleaned up their movement pattern, right? And with cleaning up that movement pattern, they really didn't get any stronger. They didn't go ahead and add any like pure, you could say, like physicality to what they're able to put into their lifts, but they cleaned up their movement. And all of a sudden, Briggs stays relevant after a major shoulder surgery, and she's still top 10. And Annie Thorisdottir goes from something to where, she's kind of top 10, everybody's like, she's done, and she podiums and gets 3rd. And the fact that both of these athletes are able to get, right, to these spots you had Annie, which is squat snatch, right? Then a high volume version of Annie, which is a technical medium level lift for that weight. You had a 1RM for snatch as well as a event, and then you had heavy cleans as well, power or squat in one of the events as well. I think that's just a testimony, guys, of what we need to expect from ourselves. And if you want to be relevant, this is what we have to go ahead and do. Cleaning up, virtuosity movement, right? And just being relentless and attacking that. So guys, this is what this first 8 portions of our Olympic lifting cycle is: becoming virtuous in our movement, and then going ahead and worrying about later adding pure volume and the ability to do a virtuous movement under a stress response and breathing heavy, aka normal CrossFit. Guys, before I start to ramble on, be relentless in everything that you do. We'll see you on the flip side, and as always, if you have questions, let me know, or feedback. Always appreciate it.